It's a picturesque afternoon for football in the Northeast, and EA Sports comes to you from MetLife Stadium, just across the Hudson River from New York City. Today we've got a fun little clash in the AFC, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the New York Jets. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And a year ago when he was drafted, it felt like central casting. Bo Nix coming to the NFL ready to roll, and he surpassed all expectations a season ago and threw for nearly 30 touchdown passes as a rookie. Fell just short with 29, but a huge piece of his team's future.
On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Second and 10. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Now it's Nix. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Give him 30 yards there.
Defensive talk 101. Don't let the quarterback out of the pocket, because when that happens, yeah, you may shrink the field with your defense, but it's so easy to lose someone on the backside. And he finds it and picks up a big gain.
He'll get that complete to Franklin. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of. They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And not much, maybe a yard down to the 23. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
At the 6-yard line.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Another run here with Dobbins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw, here's Nix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Marvin Mims, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game. Then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Makes the score. Broncos 7.
A 10-play drive that time. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
For the Broncos.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And normally when you talk about a quarterback on his 3rd team in as many years, you're worried about this kid's potential. But in this case, Justin Fields has plenty of it, and he flashed it big time during his short tenure in Pittsburgh. Now he has an opportunity in New York to be a full-time starter once again, and the Jets are excited about his potential.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. To throw is Fields. And that will be incomplete.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So on 4th down, out comes Austin McNamara to punt for New York. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
One play action. Fields. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Back to throw. Fields. Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
That's a gain of 6.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Here's Fields. Can't get away, and he's taken down. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive, then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. So on 4th down, Austin McNamara comes on to punt. Back deep to return is Marvin Mims. Fielded at about the 28. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Here's Nix. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain.
1st down, Broncos.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing Nix. And incomplete.
But he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Nix to the air. Throw out wide. incomplete. The Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Broncos field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Off-play action, Fields. To the sideline and incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
It's now 3rd down.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
Fields now to throw. Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Here's Austin McNamara now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. On play action, here's Nix. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
First down, Denver.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
He'll air this one out for Mims. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
Touchdown, Denver.
Marvin Mims, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Looking to put a drive together. Now Hall to start the drive. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now it's Fields. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. DJ Jones able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because The entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, here's Fields. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Here's Fields. This pass out wide to Hall. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Fields. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Fields. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Denver's offense now set to go. But Charles, they're really stringing these possessions and scores together early. We're still in the first quarter, but if they can score again here, look out.
Yeah, and as you taught me when we're broadcasting games, one word we're supposed to avoid, and that's blowout. But that's exactly what's going on here. Down 3 possessions just the first quarter. That goes beyond any worst-case scenario we might have thought coming into this game. And another touchdown here, that should eliminate any hopes for any type of a comeback.
A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's a give to Dobbins. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Broncos.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
To throw is Nix. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done. Dobbins running out of the gun.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 45 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well,
they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yards, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
First and goal, Denver.
17-0 our score after one. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a first and goal. They'll run with Dobbins. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the carry there. A good run. And now second and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Dobbins once more. But he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's third and goal. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. The former third overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Lutz is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on fourth and goal anyway, but the sack on third down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Gets past one man. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And New York set to take the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
A shotgun snap, Fields. Skirts by him at the 35. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The decision to tuck and run. Aaron Glenn has made the decision. He wants another look. Out comes a challenge flag.
The previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So winds up a very smart decision to throw the flag. They reset the spot, and now that's a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
13 yards.
That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
That's multiple times now he's tagged them with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. Open man is the tight end, Mason Taylor. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
And the now 40-year-old veteran able to put this one through. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17.
Jets.
So it's 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3, but I'm not sure that that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all, but the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us, let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Nix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Off the play fake, Nix. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
A shotgun snap and again to Dobbins. And he'll go down shy of 40 at the 41. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
And the Broncos first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Right back to Dobbins on first. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Working out of the gun is Nix. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the...
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming.
This play is under review.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Broncos 27, Jets 3.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's back. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, gets the completion right there for a nice pickup.
2nd down and a yard. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
On 1st down, right back to Hall. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, Fields. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 39. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give running right is Hall. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 55 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Quick throw complete to Reynolds. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Fields, such an athletic quarterback, gets him the 1st.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
They'll run with Hall. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Ball again. And this time he's in for a Jets touchdown.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Nick Folk for the point after. He's got it, and it's a 27-10 score now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one. This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 8. They'll go again with Dobbins. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 21. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
First down, Broncos.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll go play action with Nix. He targets Ingram for another grab. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with second and a couple. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 78 yards on the ground here for Dobbins. And a first down coming up.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Dobbins will take it in. Touchdown, Denver. So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Here's Fields. Over the middle and complete to Wilson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And that'll be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Fields. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Caught by Wilson. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. The Broncos offense and veteran receiver Cortland Sutton getting set for their next drive. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Here's Nix. And that is incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, out is the rookie 6th-round pick, Jeremy Crawshaw, to punt, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's Williams to return. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with decent starting field position, they're maybe only a couple completions away from field goal range. And able to find Alan Lazard. Now a timeout signaled for him. They'll get him with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 3. Fields now to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
And now Nick Folk, his career long, 56 yards. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores. Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scotty, thank you as always. Well, likely 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. Lutz now to kick this one away.
For the Broncos.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Fields going to get this one out on the perimeter. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Fields. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
We've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Get ready to spin. Get ready to spin.
From the gun, here's Fields. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
21 yards.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
Here's Fields. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. Option play. Here's Hall. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
3rd and 2. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he is going to have a Jets first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Straight ahead is Hall. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the 3rd quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
On the move to his left. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Justin Fields, 22 yards. And the Jets are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
So the Jet offense staying on the field. They're going to go for 2.
The Jets will line up for a 2-point conversion.
And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16.
Jets 18.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. A stoppage here for an injury, and not what you want to see. J.K. Dobbins in a little bit of pain after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Nix. He'll air this one out for Mims. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes, it attracts a little bit of extra attention. And it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Quick hitter here is complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 12. And the Broncos first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Nix to the air. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Will McDonald gets in there to take him down.
Loss of 5 yards.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
3rd down and 13. Throwing Nix. That's taken in by Franklin. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Fields. They'll set up the screen for Hall. Fighting through, and he's got space. And still fighting. And he's all the way across the 50 before he's finally pushed out of bounds. A huge play there on the screen pass. 42 yards.
That's why you call a screen. You want to catch a defense over-committing. Plenty of space available, and that matched up perfectly. What a convoy he got downfield to pick up big yardage on that play.
A shotgun snap, Fields. There's Hall bringing in another one. They'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Hall want to give up the middle. And he stopped immediately there. Call a no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Fields. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll give to Hall. A little juke. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. So a decent deficit at this stage in the 2nd half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Operating from the gun, Fields. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Justin Fields with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Jets are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
Fields going to hold on to it. And he'll wind up short of the goal line, so they will not be able to get this back within a score as this remains a 10-point differential. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And able to get this out to the 25. So the Broncos coming out now. The third quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Nick's going to give to Harvey. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw, here's Nix setting up a screen for Harvey. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The Jets offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. He was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you've got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself.
Denver's offense ready to go again. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
At the 44-yard line.
Here's the option. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
They'll swing this out to Harvey. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Denver.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, a run with Harvey. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
On first down, back to Harvey. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
2nd down and 4. Again, it's Harvey. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Bo Nix. A 13-yard touchdown run. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
What's good on the extra point? And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
24.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Jets take it over again. Breece Hall making his way out with the offense. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage. And, again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Off play action, Fields. And he completes it to Wilson.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, Fields. And And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Fields. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Here's the Jets punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll begin on the ground with Harvey. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
At the 28-yard line.
2nd down and 6 now. They'll let the QB keep it here off the option. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Yeah, the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on 3rd. Now it's Nix. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
And the Broncos 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Harvey now on 1st and 10. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
1st down, Denver.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
At the 43-yard
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
From the 43, here's a 2nd down and 6. To throw is Nix. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a 1st.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Broncos.
We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. Up the middle, it's Harvey. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
19 yards. And the Broncos first down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
At the 2-yard line.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll run for the first time with Tyler Bidet. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A couple extra tight ends are in. 3rd and goal from the 1. On the sneak, it's Nix. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
The sneak successful from a yard out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Broncos 48. Jets
So that drive,
24.
12 plays in length. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Reynolds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Play action. It's Fields. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Defense.
So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Back to throw. Fields. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. DJ Jones picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. To throw is Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. For Fields, that's going to break his own NFL record for rush yards in a game by a quarterback. Originally set as a member of the Bears back in 2022 with 178. He's just topped it with that last run. Fields now to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. 4th down. Fields has to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Looking to put a drive together. Here's Nix. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Here's 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Nix. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 21 yards. 1st down, Denver.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just got to give us that look like, That's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
Not in any rush offensively. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
5 yards to go.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on third down, Nix. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Broncos.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Quinnen Williams, so hard to block, and he shows it that time, making the tackle for loss.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
They run straight ahead with Harvey. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. Nix from the shotgun. Quickly into the hands of Mims. And the Broncos are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
At the 5-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick, make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Once more with Harvey. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on third and goal.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a third one.
Yeah, now from this spot on third down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it, dude.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. And this one will be a 29-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Another go-around now for the Jets offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now it's Fields. And a completion to Wilson. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with him for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Here's Fields. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. But this game well in hand. Perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll make it second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Throwing again is Fields. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front seven. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. They snap it to Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the fourth down play doesn't work. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down of this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Looking to put a drive together. On the ground, it's Harvey to start the drive. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Out of the gun, they go with Harvey. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that a team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Dances by him. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's see, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it's 2nd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
A handoff for Hall. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. That's another.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. I'd like to be those defensive coaches, though. That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.